paying? Who is paying for the thank you talk?
Who's paying for me saying thank you on the show?
Who's paying for the thank you?
It's brought
talk?
to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group.
Yesterday you asked,
yes,
right? What's the name of the gentleman you spoke
that
to?
That was Victor Kuto. He's a member of the National Executive
That's
Committee.
right. You asked him.
Yes.
Who paid for it? He didn't answer.
He says, "Don't come and lecture me on who supports how we fund the NDC."
It's a question, not a lecture. Who paid for Asedun Ketsia's thank you talk? Simple question. And he was going into a campaign funding.
Yeah, and today
what's this got to do with campaign funding?
With that saying thank you.
Nobody. Look. There's nothing wrong with saying thank you. That's why President Mahama said thank you when he went on a thank you tour.
Now, Asedun Ketia's justification
is also going on.
Let me give it a bit of context. What he said in the Eastern region. He says, look, the president has been to so many regions, right? In fact, all of the regions.
Yes.
But there are places that he did not touch base. And the strategy ahead of the 2024 election was Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman and our vice president, and then the president, John Mahama, will focus on the presidential, while he, General Mosquito, will tackle the NPP's ploy to undermine their victory by winning more parliamentary seats. So based on that strategy, there were some specific constituencies they went to. And without the promise was that if you give us the seats, we'll come back and thank you and appreciate you in a good manner.
That's a promise. I will thank you. It's a promise.
Do you just say thank you in Ghana? Kwa, as the Ghanaians would say.
That's why I'm asking, who is funding this thank you talk? Who's funding it?
Okay.
And look, I mean, let's be clear. It's not only the president, the vice president, and the party chairman who campaigned. Everybody campaigned.
Yeah.
So should everybody go on a thank you tour? Because they all played a role. They all did something. They all took responsibility for some aspect of the campaign. So they all go on a thank you tour?
Anyway, the chairman has justified. We wait to see what party members will say later on. But let's get into...
Just own it with your chest. That you are going around to start rallying up support for your bid. Just own it. Full chest. Please. Why should you pretend?
No, because he says it's a dangerous path to set.
Who is paying for the thank you tour?
I mean,
that has now become a very important question.
No, but he's the chairperson of the NDC.
So he's paying it himself out of his own pocket.
He has the right to move around the country.
And pay for it with what?
Anyway. Let's do the daily graphic this morning. Probably if you're listening to us and you want to send us an idea of possibly who's supporting that or you're supporting it, just tell us on WhatsApp 055-1111-997. That's how we get interactive here on the show. The daily graphic is here this morning. Royal burial. Asantehima Nana Konadu Yadom III interred at the Breman Mausoleum. And so you have a picture of the individuals there flanking the casket. 483,800 students have now been placed on the SHS self-placement portal. It's been activated, and I must stress that you don't have to pay, Kojo, right? That's the directive from the Education Service and the Ministry of Education. I think Dr. Clement Apak yesterday held a press briefing indicating that as parents, you don't have to pay if you want to do the placement activity. So please beware if you're a parent or a guardian this morning listening to us. Now, Ghana has only 139 public libraries, and authorities are crying for more. So details of that when you grab a copy of the Daily Graphic this morning. In fact, the ones that we have are not even modern or ultra modern, if you want to call them as such, could you? Because for instance, there's one I've always had a challenge with. It's in Ho, actually. The public library that you'd find there is not in the best of shape. There's one that's being funded by Get Fund, and that project has lasted. It spanned more than 2 decades, could you? And we ought to do something about it because where that makeshift structure is actually not the best for us. Parliamentary Committee seeks dedicated sanitation fund. They believe that it's for reliable payment of service providers, so we can clear filth off our streets. You don't want me to call them MIF because it sounds quite weird to you, so I'll say MIIF. So that's the Mineral Incomes and Investment Fund. They have awarded scholarships to some 45 female students at UMAT. So that story is also featuring on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning. The Inquisitor, abuse of power, impunity, Ghana Immigration Service in trouble for harassing their Kumasi landlord. The Inquisitor's opinion, Astute Tamaklo's Master Stroke Leadership and NPA. Looks like Eduji Tamaklo, who's now the Chief Executive Officer of the NPA, is receiving feather in his cap, isn't it, from the Inquisitor. Mining communities hail Martin Ace's leadership, and Nikwate Titus Glover and Dodowa land controversy. Details there on the Inquisitor front page. But also there's the story about visa refusals hindering Ghana-Netherlands business development, and that's according to Ambassador Kotia. So he's been working to deal with those bottlenecks. And of course, if you're thinking about visa refusals to the Netherlands, I was speaking to the ambassador the other day. It looks like a refusal rate is a bit above 50%. So just 40, under 40, maybe have the chance of acceptance. And it's all because of fraud, visa fraud, and some of the issues we understand.
It's interesting you mentioned Ambassador Kotia, because I've been getting some prompts on my phone from Kojo Frimpong to say kudos to Ghana's ambassador to Holland, His Excellency Kotia, and his deputy, William Manful, who's the head of Chancery. Kojo Frimpong also wants to say top of the morning to Dr. James Atto Lindsay, who's the executive chairman of the JL Group.
Holdings,
that's right. And he delivered a powerful presentation on doing business in Ghana at the University of The Hague in Holland. And then finally, he wants to say good morning to Godfred Dame, who is the founding partner of Dame and Partners, of course, former Attorney
that's
General.
great. And Mr. Lindsay has been doing blazing the trail in when it comes to real estate and the real market. He's doing quite a great job there. And of course, top of the morning to our guys there.
Ofigwe, you know that.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Proud son of the land.
Precisely. Precisely. That's how we roll.
I see.
In the Cape Coast, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, Daily Guide. Santimima goes home. Mahama Big Shots mourn with Otumfo. Then Brit.
Looking at the pictures.
Very fine pictures, I might say, and a very sharp display of culture. The beauty of it was really
Queen
splendid.
mothers are fine.
Hey, good Joe.
No, Asante Queen mothers are beautiful. Let's just be real here.
Are we about to see another
what?
royal
marriage, royal wedding?
Okay, easy. Let me tell you my preferred destination when it happens.
Hey, okay.
Safari Valley Resort.
Are you bringing Martin?
Martin Kwewu is my assistant, my aide on this journey. And we'll have assorted individuals with us when we go there. Please, if you're not invited, don't come there.
First, pray for us to find the queen. First, pray for us to find the queen.
Anyway, breach. 2 Ghanaians arrested at Kotoka International Airport with 38 kilograms of suspected cannabis. And then Tokono sues government over removal as Supreme Court judge. 15th Asante Hima selection starts. So it appears that that process has been set in motion already. Looks like those who understand the Asante culture will be able to give us some more education on how that is done. But the Ghanaian publisher also is still holding on to the story about the former Chief Justice. We were just talking about her yesterday on the Super Morning Show with Martin Pebu and Kofi Bentil. The story here on the front page of the publisher, the Ghanaian publisher, Tokono drags Mahama to court over removal from the Supreme Court because her argument, obviously, is the fact that she's not been removed as a member of the bench at the Supreme Court, but as Chief Justice. So we wait to see what pronouncements the court will make on that. Tewu declares indefinite strike. Asante Hima's death leaves a void. That's according to the Asante. And so it's also on the front page here of the Ghanaian publisher. Naimos secures a Chimampunya forest reserve from galamsey siege, and we understand that the military will have a lot more to do in the coming days.
Was there a story earlier about Martin Ace being hailed?
Yeah, I saw that. That's according to the Inquisitor. Yes, it's here. Page 4 and 5 of that newspaper. When you grab it, you would see why, of course, he's been hailed. But probably if I could just give you a sense of why he's been, lauded. The understanding is that the Association of Mining Communities of Ghana, that's the group, they have paid a glowing tribute to the outgoing Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission, Martin A.C., describing his tenure as unparalleled in terms of leadership and transformational impact. So in their farewell statement to him, they are saying that AEC's 4 years at the helm of the commission has not just enhanced the face of the institution, but also improve the fortunes of mining communities.
Let's stop
across
doing
the country.
let's stop doing certain things in this country. I mean,
could you?
I'm sure there are aspects of his job that he did well.
And that's probably what they're concerned about.
But let's also not forget the headlines, the big ticket items.
Yeah,
galamsey. So I mean, Charlie, do we hail? Do we hail?
He will tell you I wasn't the executive power dishing out and authorizing mining concessions.
Then it would have made no difference who they put in that office. If he claims that there's nothing he could have done to improve the situation with galamsey, then it would have made no difference. They could have pretty much picked someone off the street and put him there.
Oh, not
it would have made, we would have noticed no difference.
Kojo, you are here. You can save us.
Me, Kojo. Look, let's be clear.
So you feel the association shouldn't be safe?
I think the association should actually not take its eye off the ball.
Yeah.
There's no need to be sycophantic. He's finished his job and he's going.
I agree.
Congratulate him and you say thank you and bye bye.
Yeah.
But the hailing there, look at the results. Look at the reality on the ground.
Yeah.
What are you hailing?
Anyway.
Okay. Moving on.
Let's go online, is it?
Yeah, the online review brought to us today and always by Zenith Bank in your best interest.
And speaking of Zenith Bank, they are 20 years old, Kojo.
Oh, yes, of
course. The celebration is still ongoing. So let's celebrate the guys at Zenith Bank.
Yesterday.
Okay. Tell me about
Zenith Bank. After you guys had left.
Hey!
More meetings. I was here doing my thing, and then Zenith Bank turned up with a massive double box
of
cupcakes.
I missed out on that.
Yes.
I told him to bring this.
That is the order. A Didija will not happen in this country.
Nobody was here.
So
bring it here.
So I took custody. Of the cupcakes. And Samuel Dami is talking a lot in the background.
No way.
He should have been here. If he wanted Zenith Bank cupcakes,
the order to you now is that it will not happen in this country.
What will not happen in this country?
Else next week you will not be allowed in.
But
here.
the cupcakes are in my house. What are you going to do?
Or else you go on the top.
Well, unless you bring your thank you tour to my house.
Yes,
I don't know how you are going to get
come
your
and say a
cupcakes.
thank you to you.
And I'll say you are welcome.
But anyway,
cupcakes.
Let's say a big thank you to the guys at Zenith Bank for doing that.
Very nice of them. Very
nice of them.
Yes.
And next time, please ask of Blessed Osami. No, Kuju. Anyway. But there's exciting news from Zenith Bank as well. The board, management and staff of Zenith Bank Ghana, they're extending their profound gratitude to you, valued customers, partners, stakeholders, and also friends for 20 years of banking excellence. So it's been 2 decades of impact and a lifetime shared growth, and you have been at the heart of that journey. So we say thank you to you for that unwavering trust, loyalty, and support. Here's to the next 20 years and beyond of greater possibilities with you. Thank you for banking with us. Zenith Bank is indeed working in your best interest. What do we have online? myjoyonline.com here. Kojo, TEU is going on a nationwide strike. They're blaming government for the collapse of the industrial peace. So that's why they want to go on strike.
Collapse of what?
Industrial peace.
Oh. Is there industrial war now?
Tokunu's return to the Supreme Court impractical. That's the argument from PhD Tuya, who's a professor at the University of Professional Studies. So it looks like yesterday, the conversation we had, a lot of people are latching onto that and sharing their views as well as to what could possibly happen to our former Chief Justice. The point...
Where do you stand on it, Blessed?
Well, we missed that opportunity. I felt, and here's my honest opinion, that when all of this started, if you look at the provisions of Article 146, it rises and falls on the president, because it's the president who would first of all initiate the process. It's the president who would ultimately take that decision. So if you have such an extensive executive power in determining what the fate of a Supreme Court judge or the Chief Justice should be, then you, as the embattled individual who's being investigated, you should be smart about it. Go meet the president, negotiate. What's wrong with sending the embattled former Chief Justice to one of our missions abroad? she'll do great there. Maybe I don't know.
So again, you are thinking just like Martin Kwebu suggested, that this is really about her salvaging some sort of benefit at the end of the process.
You don't want to call it benefit because
Why not?
there's integrity at stake here. For Tokono. Imagine saying you've been removed as Chief Justice. That will stay in the annals of our history, whether she likes it or not. But if you save that path where we have a situation where you're serving even in another capacity as one of our envoys or a state's person, of course, then you are celebrated until the end.
Right.
History will remember you for the fact that you once served as our Chief Justice. As to what the disagreements may have been, you would have survived. And I don't think that window should be shut. Maybe the Foreign Ministry, the President, John Mahama, could give a leeway to, get rid Tokono now. Let's appoint
someone who has been removed for stated misbehavior.
You could repent, isn't it?
Hey.
I'm a Christian, so I believe in repentance.
Well, amen to you, my brother. But I guess what I was asking you was your opinion on whether or not she has a case in the issue of you removed me as CJ, but you didn't remove me as
the
Supreme Court judge.
The challenge is that did she cease to be a judge of the Supreme Court when she was serving as Chief Justice? She didn't cease to. In fact, you become Chief Justice because you are the Chief of Justices, quote and unquote, if I could use that word. So technically, if you're leading a pack of justices and you are unfit to be the leader of that group,
does it mean you are unfit to be a justice?
The threshold for you to become that chief of the judges is simply because you were once a judge.
If the class prefect is demoted,
yes,
is he removed from the class?
You are not a class prefect.
You are the chief of justices.
Yes, a justice.
So why is that different from being the class prefect?
You can't leave it at chief and leave the justice. It won't make sense if it comes to her.
What are you saying?
Yes, you can't call her chief lawyer. You're calling her Chief Justice. Yes, exactly. Which means she's a justice, but she's just a chief.
Yes, like the class prefect is the prefect of the class.
I see.
So when you demote the class prefect, do you remove the class prefect from the class?
Okay, great question there.
Okay, the debate rages on.
Yes,
right?
Why not? Why not? But she could be compounding her woes. There's an aspect of criminality possibly, regarding the misapplication of funds. If the executive power wants to be vindictive, and that's my fear, and that's why I feel all of this should be negotiated, they could even press charges not against her alone, but against her children and, of course, her spouse.
Is this not a way of
intimidation? You want to call it?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that if the executive wants to be vindictive,
and the point is this: should we, as a nation, encourage our executive to intimidate the judiciary?
So, Kujo, that's why I'm making the argument that a lot of water has gone under the bridge. So let's appoint her. Let's give her a role. Maybe we could lobby for her to join the ECOWAS.
I don't know that she wants a role. I think she wants to clear her name.
Okay. Anyway, let's see what the courts will say. Okada regulations, government to amend Road Traffic Act for 2020. That's 2004. And so it looks like that promise of Okada, you remember that song? Maybe it's coming back, Kojo. So these are some of the stories you'd find online. Let me do City Newsroom quickly. Then we can head in for the BBC News. Okay, what do we have here? It looks like City Newsroom is talking about President John Dramani Mahama. We'll get that for you shortly. Okay, here we have it. If you don't fight galamsey, we'll boot you out. Guess who's saying that? The Ghana Medical Association. They are back in the news again over illegal mining. So could you, your question?
Those people, the way they buckled, the last time we were putting pressure on the previous government. When I hear them talking crap, I don't know how much of my time I should actually give to them. Because the last time, we were all united, putting pressure on government to take decisive action against galamsey. Suddenly, on one meeting, then these people came back and talking out of the other side of their mouth.
You want us to act.
I can't rely on them because by tomorrow they could be saying something else. So they are saying A today. Tomorrow, God knows what they'll be saying. After one meeting.
Just one?
No. Yeah, I don't know how many meetings it took.
Meetings they'll have. Anyway, GMA, invite us to your meeting, so we want to be there. Kolebu loses 300 skilled health workers in 6 months, and U.S. deportee agreement needs parliamentary ratification, and that's according to the Yendi MP. And there's also the talk about Gertrude Chokoni and the need for her to return to the bench. Someone says it will be impractical. Professor PIJ to her. So these are some of the stories you'd find online when you head to myjoyonline.com, and some of the newspapers that we brought to you this morning.
All right, timing is perfect now for us